Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the comment section. This is episode 8, I believe. I am your host, Serena, and I am joined by...
Kiana. Hey, guys.
So, hey, Kiana. Are you in the mood to get crazy or possibly a little wild?
Get crazy.
Well, you're in luck, Kiana, because today we are talking about my favorite topic in the world, Jersey Shore.
Can I just say something real quick? I'm so glad that everybody in my life all started watching Jersey Shore at the same time, and now, because I saw the first few seasons, back in the day.
Yeah.
But, all at the same time, you started watching, my other two friends started watching. Everybody just decided to start watching it all of a sudden, and now it's all I talk about ever, and it's awesome.
And I think the reason why everybody decided to start watching all of a sudden is because Canada Shore came out, and that's going to be a big topic that we talk about today. But, before we get into that, how are you? I've missed you. It's been a while.
I'm excited to talk about Jersey Shore.
Me too.
You know what? I'm trying to get through my last 2 weeks of school. It's getting pretty brutal. I'm graduating, guys, hopefully.
I was going to say, Kiana's graduating soon, and I'm sad.
Yeah, me too. I honestly, we'll see, because these last 2 weeks of school are kind of kicking my butt. But
let's see how Kiana does in school first.
I might be a super senior. We'll see.
No, you're going to pass, and I'm going to miss you so much because I'm going to
come every weekend. I'm gonna be
you better.
Let me in, please.
You better. You have a home in my bed always. Wink, wink.
I should just not give back my key so I could get in whenever I want.
What are they going to do? Take it from you? They can't.
Right?
How are they going to find you?
Exactly.
Anyways, so you've been watching Jersey Shore. You've been watching Canada Shore. Are you caught up with Canada Shore now? Because I know you were a few episodes behind.
No, I can only watch it with you. The last one I watched was we got back from... We actually went out a couple weekends ago, and we came home from the bar early because we wanted to watch the new episode of Canada Shore. And that's the last one I've seen.
You know what's funny? I remember getting a little tired at that point of the night. And I was like, no, because it was just me and you out. So I wasn't going to be let's go home. I was like, we rally. And then she looks at me, she goes... Do you want to go home and watch Canada Shore? And I was like, yes, I do want to go home and watch
I need
Canada
her
Shore.
For it. So I was like, this is perfect. We're drunk. We have
She's
the
not
giggles.
saying that because she loves me and needs to watch it with me. She's saying that because she has to use my crave. That's why.
No, I genuinely do need her.
You genuinely need me.
It is, I probably see Jersey Shore I'll watch by myself entirely. Canada Shore, I don't think I could do it by myself.
No, I get you. Canada Shore is one, I feel like I have only gotten so invested because I've been watching it with my roommate.
Yeah.
And, we watch, it's a sit-down thing. It's a weekly thing that we've been watching. Now it's over. I'm going to cry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the last episode was last week.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
Me and Brie watched it in Sorrow.
And now the Canada Shore people are just coming to Waterloo.
I know.
It's okay. You can watch it at IRL.
You're right.
We just wait for them to come back and then start some beef.
Come back home, guys. We miss you. Anyways, so I kind of just wanted to talk about the difference of Canada Shore versus Jersey Shore and stuff. So obviously from two very different time periods. Jersey Shore, the original series, is from December 2009 to 2012,
right?
yeah. And then Canada Shore is obviously out in 2026 this year. Obviously nothing can be as iconic as Jersey Shore, but why exactly does Jersey Shore hold this reputation, you think?
Well, there's also, I don't know if you've seen, but there's an Aussie Shore.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Floribama
also
Shore.
Yeah, there's a lot. When did those come out? Because I had never heard of them until I started just getting the ads for them when I was rewatching Jersey Shore.
I also do not know when they came out. We can look it up real quick. I'll just do Floribama Shore.
But I feel I also, that question also brings up a conversation we had. I'm not one for reality TV. I don't love it. I don't love things like Too Hot to Handle and those kind of shows, whatever. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I will never get sick of Jersey Shore. And it's just it's so interesting to me because I can't stand most reality TV. But for some reason, Jersey Shore, just like you said, it just has that, I don't know, it's just Jersey Shore. You can't not like Jersey Shore.
Well, I think there's a huge difference in how reality TV is done now versus how it was done back then. I want to say back in the days, but it was not that long ago. But there is a huge difference. Things are a lot more censored nowadays. And we'll get into that a little bit because there was a few things that I specifically pointed out, some differences that I saw between the shows that I think might be contributing to why the spin-offs and stuff like that will never be as iconic as the original. But to answer the question from before, Floribama Shore, I think it says 2017 it started.
Okay.
And it has 4 seasons, so apparently it's done okay. It's also straight on MTV, so that makes sense that it's done pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of things that go into why Jersey Shore has a reputation it does versus Canada Shore, which I don't think it has the biggest viewing in the world, but it's definitely not like failed at all. Like it has done pretty successful.
I was saying too, I don't know if I was saying this to your roommates or who, I don't remember, but I was saying that the main reason I wanted, because I had kind of forgotten about Jersey Shore when it all came out in January or whatever. I because like I said, I had never finished it. I had just seen it in passing. Like I had never sat down and actually properly watched it, and I had forgotten about it. Mm-hmm. And I think that when it came out, I think I was interested in watching it because because I've seen in person seen one of the people in it. So now I'm just like,
there's more.
Ethan.
Oh,
because he goes here. He went here.
Sorry, I thought you meant Jersey Shore. I was like, who have you seen? Oh my god,
screaming. Except for Angelina, I wouldn't want to see her. But anyways,
still either way you met Angelina. That's still funny.
I would hate that. But anyways, no, I think I don't know. I'd say that everyone I know who's seen it has seen it because we are first of all, it's very personal. It's just I feel like it feels very personal to us because Chris and Lila are from Toronto.
Yeah.
Ethan May goes here or went here or whatever. I don't know, Ethan. But you know what I mean? I think I just was interested in watching it, not even because I was like, oh my god, I'm so curious to see how it is in comparison. I think I was just like, oh, this is so personal now. This is not local, but a lot of it is pretty tied to where we are and the things we do and the people we talk to. So I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons that people
I agree 100%. And that's stuff that me and my roommate Brie were actually saying, because it's just watching it, we're like, wow, the way that they talk and we look at their Instagrams, they're following people that we personally know and stuff. It's crazy to see how connected we are to that. So seeing it on the screen is absolutely wild. And also I will put myself out there right now and admit I auditioned for Canada Shore, guys.
You know what? I can't believe I forgot about that. I knew she did, and she brought it up again. And I was like, you did? Even though I fully knew that because one of our friend's boyfriends also auditioned for it.
Who again?
Alyssa.
Oh, yeah.
He also was like, I want to do this. And it made me realize that when this all started coming out, when everybody started rewatching Jersey Shore and Canada Shore and whatever, I was talking to Alyssa about it. And I was like, girl, are you going to watch or what? She's like, it's not me that's the Jersey Shore person. It's Jessie. And I was like, right. I forgot about that.
I forgot that's into it like that. Yeah, no, I auditioned.
What did you even have to do for the audition?
It was so small. So obviously you had to give them your socials and stuff. And then you had I think, 1-minute video to explain who you are and stuff. And that was just I was like, wow, I wish I had more time.
Yeah.
Because
what did you say?
Oh, I can't. Okay, I'll admit that I submitted an audition, but I'm not going to admit to everything I said in it, okay? I can't get that far.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, they did not want me. But MTV or I guess Paramount Plus did a really, really good job at putting that out there and kind of advertising the fact that they wanted people. Because I follow a lot of Toronto drag queens on Instagram and stuff like that, and they were all posting about that, making jokes, being like, I'm too old for this, but live through me, guys, and stuff like that. So that's how I heard about it in the first place. And it's actually, shout out Ivory Towers, Toronto drag queen. It was her posting about it that I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Because me and my sister always make jokes saying that my big break is going to be reality TV.
Yeah.
It won't be. I would be a mess on it.
If that's why it would be your big break, you would be famous.
Yeah, but would I be famous or would I be Emmy? You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say, I think I'm not really over Emmett.
I don't think I'm really over Emmett. Oh my god, I should have gotten that as a soundbite.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
But anyways, I think the first thing that sets off the differences, and I have so many here, is we have to look at the cast type first. So Jersey Shore...
I already have so much to say about this.
Oh, for sure.
The casting pissed me off.
So I'll start off and then you can chime in there whenever you feel the need to say something. So I feel like in Jersey Shore, the cast was filled with such a range of chaotic personalities, obviously. And they just drank excessively, did not care to break rules because they kind of had nothing to lose, all of them, you know?
They didn't really I feel like they knew Danny wasn't going to kick them out actually, you know
well, that's the thing. I actually saw an interview of Snooki the other day. saying that like she missed work one time and that like Danny was being like, you better blah, 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 blah. And she was like, bro, that shit wasn't real. You weren't gonna fire me. I'm Snooki. What do you mean?
Yeah,
like,
well, that's the thing. Like, they also knew that Danny was only Danny because of them.
yeah, no,
So, like,
exactly. They knew what they could. So whatever. They knew that they got little to no consequences and stuff. And like it was just like that the having no consequences I think allowed for peak reality TV where it was messy, chaotic, dramatic, funny, and like just overall
I think
entertaining.
also, sorry, a quick
you're
side note is I feel like also a lot more stuff flew back then on TV.
For
Like,
sure.
MTV used to be crazy like that.
Yeah.
Now, like, you just can't do things like that. I think that has a huge, huge impact on it because, like, we like Jersey Shore because it's trashy and
Yeah.
you can try your best, but you can't be trashy in 2026 on TV. It's just not
Yeah.
gonna, like, it's just not gonna be filmed.
And that's what a point I kind of had later on that like I was going to mention too. I wonder if like the editing and like the rules have something to do with it because I don't remember what episode this was. I think you've watched this episode of Canada Shore. I think it wasn't the last two. I think Kiara and Riley went to start beefing. Or it was Giselle, sorry. Kiara and Giselle started beefing.
Oh, I don't
and
think I saw that.
I think it was them. I think
I
it was
don't
them.
know.
Anyways, security pulled them apart like right away and they weren't close to touching each other. And right away security
Yeah.
came in and stuff. And Brie right away pointed out, she was like, yo, on Jersey Shore, we watched Mike bang his head into a concrete wall in
before
Italy.
you even saw them.
It
like,
took a lot. They
Yeah.
got multiple swings in before security went in and stuff. And like, obviously, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, violence is entertaining. People like violence. It's funny. Or not funny. It's fun. It's dramatic. Like
it is funny sometimes.
it is funny sometimes, especially when Mike smashes
Just
his
into a
head
concrete
the
wall.
So yeah, that's definitely one thing. I also wonder if like they edit certain things out, like if they think maybe this will be controversial and whatnot. Because think about how many things are controversial on Jersey Shore that we laugh at.
Yeah,
Most
for
things,
sure,
you
most
know.
things. Well, that's also what I was saying. Like, it goes back to like just things that simply just fly back then that
Yeah.
they don't now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
for sure.
you just can't recreate it. It's just because you're not allowed. There's
Yeah.
restrictions. You know what I mean?
2008. What a time. We
What
were
a time.
4
I was
years
just
old.
gonna say we were 4 years old and Snooki was getting arrested on the boardwalk.
Oh, I would have loved to have been arrested on the boardwalk.
Oh my god, that would have been so fire.
Not at this time though, and that's the thing. And I have a whole sorry, we start talking about things and I know that I wrote down a whole section for it. So then I'm like, we'll get there.
This is also
We'll
just
get
too
there.
exciting for us because we've had this conversation probably like 4 times in the last 4 phone calls we've had.
On
It's
the
just
walk
something
here,
about
we started
Jersey
having this
Shore.
conversation, and I was like, we need to shut up. We have a
Yeah.
podcast to do where we're
And then we
literally talking
stop
about
and we
this.
just start saying our vocal stems.
Anyways, my next point, I think overall the cast of Jersey Shore is very likable, and even the people who aren't likable, like Mike or Ron or Sammy or Angelina. Angelina, actually, I won't count it in this one because like she was there for 2 seconds and she's only been annoying. There was no like.
yeah, there was no. You couldn't like Angelina. at
Yeah.
any point.
You
She
wanna
came
know
in
some-
with trash bags.
You know what's sorry, you want to know something funny? Oh my god, if I could talk. Earlier you were like Angelina, ew. I literally have a note here that says all the names of the people from Jersey Shore, and then it says in brackets and Angelina, ew.
yeah, exactly. Ew.
But yeah, so back to my point, they're all very likable, and even the people that aren't likable are kind of likable in a different way. Like Mike, I'd say, is probably the most controversial person in the house. He probably makes the most chaos, and like looking at him from afar, probably the least likable human being there.
Yeah.
But he still adds so much drama that although it's unnecessary, it's necessary for the show.
Yeah, for sure. It always is, especially because it also creates like so many of the jokes that like Polly and Vinny will be talking about.
Yeah.
Like, everything. Like you need the drama for this.
You really do need the drama. And that's where we get into some like controversial opinions because it's like Mike was, as we know, on drugs that entire show.
Yeah.
So it's like, is doing a lot of drugs and drinking a lot of alcohol what makes it good? Because then it's like, that's how you
they're
get messy.
also
That's
just.
how-
It's also just simply the way they were too, though. Like they also like in Canada, sure, they're also drinking whatever. Obviously, things don't. Like I said, like I'll keep saying, things don't fly as much these days. But like, yeah, that had a huge part of it. Like for example, him specifically, like he was addicted and whatever the whole time. But it's also just who he is, because even after he's clean, he's still Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just not as like violent about it. You know?
Yeah. I
I think also too, sorry.
No.
I think also too, like, again, now they can't really feed into the like drugs and alcohol thing too much because it's like you can't be promoting it or whatever. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's just like I don't know. I definitely think that Jersey Shore would have not been, like, for sure not have been as entertaining without all the drugs and alcohol they were probably using.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, it's not just that though.
It's definitely not just that, but going from your point of saying that when Mike got sober, it was still entertaining. I'm watching Jersey Shore Family Vacation right now.
Don't tell me anything.
I won't. But
I can't believe, guys, I put her on Jersey Shore and she's ahead of me now and I don't like it. Just letting everyone know.
Me and Bree finished that. We finished Jersey Shore in a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
No, but I just, like, I don't like it because I was like, watch it. You would love it. And now you're ahead of me. And
Now
I
I'm
don't
like,
it.
watch it. You're going to love
I
it.
know.
But my point was, I would just argue to say that in Family Vacation, when he's 100% sober and, like, he's obviously doing a lot better mentally and everything, but he ain't the situation anymore.
No, like, and that's like, yeah, he's definitely not the situation. But, like, for example, I'm just finishing season 6 right now. I had to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, he's still Mike though. Like from where I'm standing, he's still Mike. Like,
In
he's just,
season 6, yes.
like, I don't know. But also you have to think about the fact that they're a lot older. Like, it's like how many years after?
No, for sure. It's definitely a different vibe, but I still get the same vibe from JWoww and Snooki. Although it's different, it's definitely altered because they're married women with children. And Dina, too, she's a married woman with a child. I don't know if she has multiple, whatever. But you can definitely feel that they are parents and that they're more serious in life and
sure.
classier. But they're still messy girls. They are still messy and they still have their fun. Like,
yeah, but I feel like even, like, I think a reason that I liked Canada Shore as much as I did was also because Snooki was in it. Like, obviously, Snooki's the boss, whatever. And even in that, like, she's the boss and she's playing, like, kind of Danny's role and she's, like, a lot older and whatever. She's still Snooki.
Yeah,
you know what I
she's still
mean?
Snooki. She's
like,
still...
it's like she doesn't have to be absolutely hammered all over the place to be Snooki, you know?
Yeah, and that's just kind of like, you have a Snooki vibe. When you become that iconic of a human being, you just have a vibe and you don't need to be an absolute mess to have that vibe. But in Family Vacation, even though they are older, they're still getting drunk. They're still doing this and that. Like, I was telling you earlier, my favorite scene from the other day was when JWoww and Snooki, they get these girls absolutely plastered so the guys don't cheat on their girlfriends. And the one girl, she's throwing up on her hair. She's throwing up the couch. She's a mess. Snooki's trying to, like, comfort her, trying to get her, like, to the couch to safety. And this girl's like, you don't understand what I'm going through. She goes, I'm Snooki.
Yeah,
like,
legit, bro. What do you mean? You cannot say that to Snooki.
She was like, baby, I've been there.
Can I just say, she told me that earlier today, and can I just say the only thing that I could really, like, the only response I could come up with is just, like, seeing Snooki on my screen just makes me feel safe.
No, I hear you.
I love Snooki so much. I always have. Like, even before I finished the show, I just love Snooki.
Yeah.
She's just adorable. But, like, she just, like, she's like my mommy. I love her.
I've also always loved her. She's just, like, again, an iconic person.
Yeah.
But watching the show, you have a different level of love for her. Because, like,
sure.
It's like you're there with them a bit.
Yeah,
you know?
and I
it
was
feels
also,
like that.
I was going to say, too, I always knew, like, even though I never, like, had gotten super, super deep into Jersey Shore, like, the stuff I had seen and the stuff that I had heard about it just in life in passing is, like, everybody always, like, I'd argue that the two favorite characters are Pauly D and Snooki.
Yeah, for sure.
And I always knew that. And, like, I had an idea as to why, but, like you said, I'm actually watching it properly and, like, not just in passing. And it really does make sense why Pauly D and Snooki are the favorites. You know what I mean? Like, even now, like, my brother's girlfriend and my brother and I, we all want to go see Pauly D at Cabana because he goes there sometimes, and we all just want to go because, like, it's Pauly D. Like,
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I've
been talking about that. Well, my sister in high school, her and her friends, that's what they used to do. They used to go to, like, Pauly D shows and stuff, and they loved it. And I would love to do that too, just because, like, yeah, it's Pauly D. No, everyone says he's not great.
Yeah, I was gonna say apparently he sucks, but it's Pauly D. Like, just to hear him say DJ Pauly D.
Well, I also noted down over here that, like, I think one reason why people love Snooki so much is because she's very relatable, even if it's not to that extent. And the same thing with JWoww. How Snooki's relatable is she's, like, this down-to-earth party girl. She just wants to have fun, but at the end of the day, she spends a whole show, basically, until she meets Gianni, looking for her husband. Like, and I watched an interview the other day. I watch a lot of Snooki interviews where she was saying that when she went on the show, her whole priority in life was to find a husband, get married, and like do all that like right now. And that's exactly what she did. But she also was still her, like the party girl. And I think that like shows a good chunk of girls. And then JWoww, on the other hand, I just feel like is that badass, like super pretty best friend.
If I could be anyone, I would be JWoww.
I know.
JWoww, bro.
Looks and personality. I think JWoww's so like like self-assured. She knows who she is. There's no knocking down JWoww that easy. Like it's JWoww.
Unless you're Roger.
But that's different. But yeah, so I think they're just like not a good example necessarily for girls. I think
also my thing with Snooki too is like the only drama she was ever in was if like that directly was her was just whatever Mike started.
Oh yeah,
Snooki was all like Snooki and Pauly are always watching, and like they'll if they like more so Snooki than Pauly, but like if other people are fighting, they kind of just stand on the sidelines. They'll make jokes or they'll add a little bit to it, but like you never really see drama including them. I think that's what a huge part as to why I like them so much because everybody else has their own drama. Like you had Jenny and Sammy, you had like whatever.
You can stay and get your ass beat. You can stay and get your ass beat.
You can stay and get your ass beat. You can leave and get your ass beat. But like so I'm just feel like Pauly and Snooki just never had like they were never directly involved in drama. And I think that's my biggest thing with them.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like
because it's also like it's also like they didn't need to be involved in personal drama to be entertaining. Like when it gets to a certain point where it's like okay, obviously this is for this is blown out of proportion for entertainment purposes. The fact that Pauly and Snooki don't need it, and we quote Pauly every single day. He doesn't need to be in drama to be entertaining, and I think that's why they're my two favorite characters, absolutely.
Yeah, and actually my next point that I had here was what I think Jersey Shore has that Canada Shore absolutely doesn't is DJ Pauly D being a huge comedic relief. Yeah, yes, like, they entirely all have their like liners and they're all pretty funny, but he is completely the comedic character. I've seen him mad a few times, and even that makes me laugh, you know?
Try talking to me. I'm mad.
Just to let you know, I think I'm getting pink behind my right eye.
Oh, damn.
Pink eye is very contagious, I heard. I don't know much about it, but I heard you can catch it just from the air.
Just from the air.
Just from the air.
I love him so. His voice is so funny too.
It's the way he talks. It's the way he carries himself. It's bro. Anytime the girls are like, "I'm on my period," he's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get mine too soon." Like, you know what I mean?
So I just watched the episode where Vinny's like, "I have something to tell you guys, whatever," and Pauly goes, "Oh, he's pregnant."
He goes, "Are you pregnant too?" or something.
Yeah, like it's just like, and it's just like you said, like it's his cadence, the way he pronounces things. Like he's just so funny. And I always said, it's funny that you bring this up, I didn't really I didn't really enjoy Canada Shore that much because they know that they didn't have those people. And I said this when we were first watching, they tried so hard to make Lila Snooki, and it just doesn't work. Like, remember when Lila gets in the fire pit and she just does random shit?
Yeah.
Because, like, that's some shit Snooki would do. Like, Snooki came home with that tiny bike for Ron, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they tried so hard to get her to be that one who's going to do the random shit and be wild like Snooki, and it's just like, you're not being entertaining. You're just trying to be Snooki. And that's my problem with it.
I agree 100%. And I think too, I don't know if you remember in Canada Shore, I think they're having a video call when she wants to have like individual video calls with everybody, and Lila's in the room chatting with her, and she was like, Snooki was like, "You remind me, you're the Snooki of the house." Yeah. And like, I really do think production was like, "Hey, purpose. Snooki, we're gonna try and frame Lila as the Snooki of the house," but it just didn't work out. And it was like you were saying before, nowadays a lot of stuff can't slide. And
well, it's also like I feel like they didn't have as much, like they don't do as much as they did in Jersey Shore. No. I feel like they kind of just like they do the things that they're like scheduled to do, like the ranch or whatever, but they don't do really anything else. Whereas like Pauly and Vinny will go upstairs and like they'll just play Pump, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they do shit. Like I feel like the cast on Canada Shore are just like whatever, like they had access to or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. Like it's just not entertaining.
So that's where I like start to question whether it's the cast mostly or the production mostly. And I'm leaning more towards production because there is a lot of things that I seen production-wise they could have changed to be more similar to Jersey Shore and to maybe mimic that success a little bit. Like you were saying, they don't do anything. They do the activities that they're scheduled to do, and that's it.
And they do nothing else.
I love you'll get to the episode soon, and there's an episode in season 6 where Ron and Snooki just go out. and they just go get something to eat and drink together. And
Yeah.
they just have a nice... Oh, no, it was... Ron wasn't feeling
It was-
well. Actually, I think it's family vacation this happens. And
Oh, okay.
Ron isn't feeling well. And so Snooki makes him Ron juice. And they watch the sunrise together and stuff. And then
Yeah,
they go
like, it's
get
just-
something to eat.
And that's the thing too. I like they're not like, hey, yeah, it's a little unfair to say because like they've been roommates for a lot longer and whatever. But like even in the first season of Jersey Shore as opposed to the season of Canada Shore, they're not like, they don't like each other. Like, I don't know, like they're like the way that, I don't know, whenever I always get like genuinely sad whenever any of them are leaving at the end of the summer.
me
And
too.
like especially when they all hug Polly. For some reason when they all hug Polly it makes me so sad.
Mm-hmm.
I would never get that feeling from watching Canada Shore. Like they don't like each other that much. Like I don't know, it's like it just feels like they're all there because they want to be on TV.
And I
They're
know
not
exactly
there
what you're
because-
talking about. Sorry.
No, I don't know. They're not there because they're there. They're there because they want to be famous.
And I know exactly what you're talking about because that's also another point that I wrote down actually. And this is something that I question whether the production did a bad job editing this and didn't show us this enough. But I was saying that the cast does not seem to have a close relationship with each other at all. There's no working towards their friendship. There's
Yeah.
no building that bond like that. And then I put in brackets here, I said, or maybe that's just shown through editing because I know that they're all close now. I can't remember the last
but also
time
like,
I checked.
are they actually, or are they just posting about it to keep up the Canada Shore?
I
You know what
hear
mean?
you for sure. They might not be absolutely besties, but I can't remember the last time that I hadn't seen them on socials together in the like past few weekends and stuff. And like I personally know that Isaiah came down with Ethan for St. Patty's. I think
Yeah.
that that's kind of sweet that they want, not sweet that they want to spend time together, but you're
But I
not going to
don't-
spend time with a guy you don't want to spend time
I don't
with like
think
that.
I
Like,
don't think it's that. I think it has to do with like they want to keep up like the image of the show and they want to whatever like have anything new to talk about the show. I don't actually think they want to hang out. It's also like none of them like they all seem like they don't really like each other that much.
Yeah. So honestly, I'll agree with you.
Like there is
100%
no,
on
for
this
example,
one.
there is no Jenny and Snooki. There's
No.
no. There's just not. There's no Snooki and Dina. There's no Meatballs.
I think the closest relationship and the best we've gotten at something like that is Lila and Chris. And I
yeah.
know that still it's not like, oh my God, they're so entertaining to watch and I love them. But I want to give both of them the benefit of the doubt that they went on that show knowing what they had to try and do and they tried. And
Well, and I also think for them as well too, they're both from Toronto.
yeah,
And that I think adds a lot to it as well.
for sure.
But you know the part that makes me laugh though is Chris is like, you're not from Toronto if you don't know me, but Lila doesn't know him.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
I saw a TikTok the other day was like, I never heard of this man. And all the comments were like,
I
me
never
neither.
heard of this man either. But yeah, like I think that does like that feels a little less superficial because that's the most likely friendship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's Ethan, he's just CPL boy. Like there's
Yeah.
everyone knows him. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Then Giselle lives here, but she moved here, right? Like did she live here?
She's from Mississauga.
Okay,
For
yeah,
sure.
but she moved here. Like the only people who are actually from Toronto are Lila and Chris, so it would make sense that they would be the
Yeah.
closest.
I also think like their connection on the show was kind of immediate, and I know that could seem fake, but
I was gonna say it's so the like gay best friend.
no, and I was gonna say, and I know it seems fake, but I want to say like most of my male friends are gay, and I get very annoyed with the whole like, oh my God, I want a gay best friend.
Yeah,
oh my
I
God,
hate that.
I get annoyed by that too because like I don't know, I'm personally one to be like, I love these men because I love them, like not
Yeah.
because you know they're my gay best friend or anything, but I have seen firsthand women go insane for meeting a gay guy, and a lot of the times they love it, the guy themselves. They like a lot. I can't speak for everybody, just from what I've seen, there are many gay men out there that are kind of like Chris, and they love that the girls love them for
Yeah.
that. And Chris walks into a room, he knows he can get the girls' attention right away. He knows that. And
See, but it's so weird to me though because everybody I know who's seen it can't like every girl I know who's seen it like hates Chris, including myself.
Well-
I don't fucking know Chris.
Yeah,
but
so-
I
sorry, Chris, we don't know
sorry,
you.
Chris, don't come for me.
how they framed you on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I found him irritating. It had nothing to do with the fact like that he was gay. He's from Toronto. He's been kicked out of his class. It had nothing to do with anything. I just found him irritating.
I agree, but I think that's why with a lot of people who act like Chris does, you're not friends for the long run. You're friends when you meet each other. Notice how it's you walk in the room, oh my god,
Yeah.
and then a few episodes in, I actually don't think you watched this. I don't want to spoil it. It's from Canada Shore.
It's okay, you can. For the show.
So I think it was the second last episode. They go to the bar, and Chris is over here trying to set up this one blonde girl that they like. He meets at the bar. He's like, "Oh my god, I love you." Blah blah blah. They're kikiing. He first tries to set her up with Bauer.
Oh no, we watched that episode.
Oh yeah,
together.
we watched
That's
it together.
The episode we watched together.
Yeah, you're right. So, but I'm still gonna explain it just for like the
Yeah.
context. Tries to set him up or her up with Bauer. Bauer's not interested. Tries to go for Isaiah. Not interested. Tries with Emmett. Not interested. And obviously, all the girls are cheese because like with people like that, things like that do happen because he's not here to be your best friend. He's here to be everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
And you're the first one to say someone who's everyone's best friend is no one's best friend. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Exactly.
So
This conversation also just brought up another similarity. I think that I can't help, like, I'm just going to be stubborn in it. I'm going to say it's manufactured. It might not be, but I'm just saying it is because of the whole Lila Snooki thing.
Mm-hmm.
When Emmett, I don't remember what episode it is, but Emmett's, like, kind of having a breakdown and he's really upset. It's like when Vinny goes home because he's having a breakdown. And,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, and I just saw that part of Vinny. So it's not
Yeah.
even like I, like, premeditated, was like going into it, watching it and being like, this is what's going to happen. Like, oh, they're doing this on purpose. I just saw the similarity between the two. And I just like, I'm like, but what? Like, just make your own show.
I know.
And like, I haven't seen the other shores. So I can't speak on those ones. But, and like Canada Shore, I didn't hate it. I just didn't like the way that they tried so hard to make it Jersey Shore instead of just like having a show with the same kind of premise, and like it being their own. You know
I
what I
get
mean? Like,
exactly
it's like they
what
were
you
trying to
mean.
force them to, like, I
it can't
guarantee
be
you.
iconic referencing something that's iconic. You need to be your own.
Yeah, like you have to be
thing.
your own type of iconic. And like regardless, even if this was back in the day and like this was the same time period, you're pulling however many people, I think it's like, what is it, like 6 people? How many people? I don't know. But you're pulling these people from Canada and you're pulling these people from New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or New York. It's just two also like geographically entirely different people.
So-
and it's like it's never gonna, like, I don't know. They should have taken them to like, I don't know, like doing like more Canadian things, so to speak, like whatever.
Yeah, to that point, I actually wrote down here talking about, I think that is a huge difference, like Miami partying versus Kelowna partying, and
Yeah, and like
Jersey
I don't know
Shore
much about
partying.
Kelowna. Like I've never been, but like even for example, Bauer's from like what? Isn't Bauer from like the boonies? Isn't he from like super up north Canada? Isn't he? I don't know, but Bauer's like super not like Toronto
Yeah.
Canadian. You know what I mean?
I think he's Nova Scotia, I want to say.
Is he?
No, I feel
No,
like
I don't
that's
think
wrong.
so.
I don't know. Keep going.
I don't know, whatever. But he, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, hey, fuck me, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah,
like,
bud.
Yeah, and like, whereas you have Chris and Lila and
Yeah.
whatever who were like, and even Isaiah kind of talks like, I know he's not from Toronto, but he like talks like he's from Toronto.
You're right. That's a bad mix there. They should have
Yeah,
either went
like-
super Canadian or super Toronto. You're
Yeah,
right. That's
and
a
like
bad
not
in
like,
between.
and obviously those are the only two I can really like have firsthand knowledge about because like
no, but I get what you.
two people that but like.
That's the two demographics I see in Canada.
Yeah,
okay?
and yeah, that is the two demographics I see, like just judging from my personal experience.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
like it
definitely
would've
people our
made-
age.
Yeah, and it would have just made significantly more sense if they were to get like 6 people from Alberta.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, because it's just like, and I know that the people in Jersey Shore are from different cities and like different towns or whatever, but they're, especially for the time, that was back in the time that like pretty much all of New York and New Jersey was Italian. Like,
Yeah.
it was like a lot. You know what I mean? And
They
it's
put
just like,
very similar people in one household.
yeah, like
I
that's the
get what
thing.
you
Like
mean,
for
sure.
example, like the whole if you want to use the soundboard, the whole GTL thing, those people are all from different places.
GTL, baby. Gym Tan Laundry.
And that connected to 4 different people from 4
Yeah.
different places. Whereas like I just don't see anything like that in Canada Shore. I don't see them all bonding over one specific thing that becomes such a huge part of the show.
I agree. I think they're all so different, and there's no mix there. They couldn't have that like kiki. And you know what's funny? The only person that didn't fit in with that kikiing was Angelina, and that's why she went home right
Yeah,
away. When she
exactly.
came back, she went home right away again.
Yeah.
And in Family Vacation, they go to the club for the first time. Angelina's there. She starts saying hi to them. She's like, I'm so sorry for everything. They're like, oh, it's fine, bro. She's clearly trying to get on air a bit.
Yeah,
and like,
for sure.
you know what I
even like
mean?
at the end of, I think it's the end of season 5, Paulie sees Angelina at Karma and he goes, I can't be seen talking to Angelina. I gotta go.
Yeah,
It's
something
so
like
funny.
that.
But yeah, like, and I understand too. Like, obviously, we do have to think about the fact that it is definitely more, I want to say, inclusive. The casting, they're from different places. They're whatever, like they're different people, and it's like, yeah, it's inclusive, and it's not, you don't have to fit one specific standard to be casted. But that's also the reason it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to be a Guido, but maybe it could be something else, you know what I mean? Like a different group of people. I get what you mean completely. I think that it would be really fun to see either like the Toronto people or like you said, like the very Canadian people.
Yeah,
I think
I
either
think
one would be pretty
the
entertaining
most
in different
entertaining,
ways.
like give me 6 people from Muskoka.
Yeah.
That I'll watch.
Let's see that.
You know what I might and like there might not be a lot of drama, but like I think it would just be significantly more entertaining if there was 6 people from the same area, because then it's also like you said, like they can just like there's also things that are like very like by area things you say, for example.
Yeah.
And it's just like they all can't really do that. Whereas like I don't know, Paulie will say a bunch of stuff and obviously people pick up, they swagger Jack Paulie.
Yeah.
But like it would, like they would have heard it eventually because of just simply where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also think my next point is just because of what Jersey Shore was. Obviously, they definitely watched Jersey Shore extensively before they went on the show. They definitely was like, oh my God,
sure.
What do I have to look out for? Blah, blah, blah. And I think they were thinking about it so much in their head and imagining what it could be that when they got there, it turned right into couples camp.
Yeah, and that I forgot, that was another complaint that you, like the two of us had when we were watching it, because
Yeah.
I had watched the first episode before you did, I think,
Yeah.
right? And I had said that it just felt like they wanted to be on Love Island.
Yeah.
And that's just not like, yeah, the beginning of Jersey Shore, like Snooki hooks up with, I don't know, like everybody hooks up with everyone, but they're not all like in love.
That's the
like
thing.
they all go
There's a difference
directly
here, like what you said, and that was gonna be my point. That like they're all hooking up a little bit and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they are all very close friends there, and they created that bond before anything. So even when they are hooking up and doing all this, it goes back to being friends, you know. And it's like, I don't know, like the fact that I have to watch Bauer beef with Kiara at a bar because another girl said that she was from.
They're just trying to be Sam and Ron.
I know, but it's like they all do that. So it'd be
Yeah.
different if they were the Sam and Ron, but it's like, bro, I'm watching Giselle fight with Isaiah and Riley fight with Emmett and blah 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 blah. And I get it, whatever, but it's like, I don't know, like Snooki and Vinny, they hook up, whatever. Snooki meets Gianni right after.
You know, part that made me laugh so hard. Sorry,
What?
Vinny's like they're doing like the pre-show interviews in the first episode of season 6, and Vinny goes, he's talking to his mother, and Vinny's like, I could be a better father than him. I'm like, Vinny, what the hell?
I don't even remember that. That's
It's so
funny.
funny.
But anyways, like, I don't know, like, they don't make it such a thing of like, you're this person's or you're this person's. And I think the only person who understood that vibe, and again, honestly, shout out my girl Lila. Lila, you did a great job on that show, because now that I'm thinking about it, everything that you should have done on Jersey Shore, Lila did. And that's
Yeah, because they tried to make her Snooki, and that's why we like Snooki so much, because
And-
they tried to make her Snooki.
But the thing is, if they all match Lila's vibe, it would have been so good, because Lila's whole thing is she went in there, she makes kissy faces with Ethan sometimes, yeah, but she's not over here like, you're mine, I'm yours, nothing like that, bro. They barely look at each other when they're sober.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, yeah, that's what you have to do on that show, because then I wouldn't have watched Lila make out with Captain Claudio. You know what I mean? Like,
Who?
you don't remember that?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
When
I
they
do
were
remember that.
they were
Yeah.
on the boat, guys. They were on like yachts or something, and the captain of one of their yachts was named Captain Claudio, and he was like in his 50s, maybe 60s.
Yeah.
That was an old ass guy. Okay, that was an old ass guy. And Lila started making out with him and stuff, and like everyone was like, "Oh my God, what's Lila doing? You're on Canada's shore. Go
Yeah,
make out
like,
with
what do you
Captain
mean?
Claudio." Exactly.
Yeah, like that's the thing. They're just not, and it's not their fault. It's just like you can't recreate that. Like, and it's nothing
No, I
about.
think it's their fault. You're right. You can't recreate it, but I'm good. That's why right now I low-key had to take a second and be like, good job, Lila, because if they were all on Lila's vibe, they would have something there. And it wouldn't have been Jersey Shore, no, but it would have been something else.
Yeah, like a different type of entertaining. But then at
Yeah.
that point, you can't call it Canada Shore. Call it something else because now that's all.
Well, they're
like,
gonna use Snooki for the branding, so they have to call it Canada
That's
Shore.
true.
You know what I mean? Like
that's true for
this,
sure.
This
But
isn't
like,
gonna get any hype if it's not a shore concept. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like that's the thing though is it's supposed to be, but it's not. They were trying to be like Love Island with
I
a
know.
few people here and there that aren't involved in that.
I'm gonna have to, and I'm sorry, Emmy, because you get dragged by me so much. Me and you are not friends, Emmy. I'm sorry, but she ruined the show by on the first episode saying, "Let's play a game where we all kiss who we want" or whatever. Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
That ruined it because that started the like, I want this person, I want this.
Yeah, like that's
person,
what I'm
blah,
saying. They
blah,
never got
blah.
a chance to like kiki or do anything stupid. Just as like for example, like I don't know. Whenever something happens to one of the people in Jersey Shore, like they'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go get my roommate." At the end of the day, I have to get my roommate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Snooki and Mike were beefing, but when she gets pulled over in Italy, they all jump in the car to go get her.
Yeah.
And whatever, because it's just like they love each other, they're
Yeah.
family, and it's just that's just not apparent in Canada Shore. That's just not what it is.
And that's why I was wondering if like maybe they edited out the relationships more than they should have, because one thing that I noted when I was watching Canada Shore was Giselle's in a fight with Kiera because Kiera said something to Riley. I think it was when they did the whole strip show thing, and then Kiera was drunk and just started being like, Riley's all
Oh,
over
yeah,
him,
yeah, I
and literally
remember that.
everyone was like, what?
No,
like,
he's
no, he's
not.
not.
Yeah.
Like, but Giselle was saying like, she was like, I had to like defend Riley because Riley's my best friend here. And I remember being like, when did they show that? But it's like, I believe her. I'm sure that they're the closest there.
Yeah.
But I never
That's what I'm
once saw
saying.
any
They
of
showed
that.
no real actual female friendships.
Yeah.
Like I see so many edits about like Jenny and Snooki's friendships and like even Dina and Snooki. And even though Dina and Snooki were previously friends before Dina was on the show, it's just you still don't see any of that. Like they were still friends regardless of when they became friends. And I feel like you just don't see that like you
You're
normally
right.
would.
The female friendships are completely ignored, but that's why I think they're focusing a lot on Chris and Lila's friendship. Because even, do you remember, and you watched this episode with me, when Lila's crying because Chris wants her to get away from Ethan and is just
Yeah.
being super mean
Chris
about
ate
it.
in that episode. Just saying.
What?
I fully agreed with him.
Oh, I did too, but it was also like, I don't know, the way you go about it, but like whatever. Snooki's whole reasoning of why he was upset, she was like, well, he's your meatball. And like exactly they're framing them as the meatball. So
Yeah.
you're right, they ignored the female friendships for sure, but they're trying to make this meatball relationship
But I
between
think
Chris
they
and
also,
Lila.
it's not even the fact that they ignored the female friendships. I just think there wasn't any. Like, I just don't think they liked each other that much.
Definitely not that much, but again, I do believe that they passed over Riley and Giselle because they said that they were really close, and then it's not even like I saw a hint of that, you know? It's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden they say, yeah, that's my best friend here. I did not see
Yeah.
one thing,
I
so
feel
that
like-
must be editing. There must be like at least some
I was
relationship.
gonna say,
if they
I
said
feel like
that.
too, though, what's weird, a big difference I see between the two is I feel like so much more happens in a Jersey Shore episode than in a Canada Shore episode. Like,
yeah.
there's like a couple things, but then it's kind of just like, like, I don't know, like, it's still, yeah, like, there's still things going on, but there's nothing actually happens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, and,
Whereas,
like-
like, in Jersey Shore, they go through 3 different nights at Karma in one
Mm-hmm.
episode. You know what I mean? Like, it goes back to what we were saying. They just don't do anything in Canada Shore.
Yeah, and I think that's too because the way that they work and stuff in Jersey Shore and Canada Shore is different. In Jersey Shore, up until like season after they go to Italy, they're not working as much and stuff, or they
Yeah.
just barely show them working too. And you're right, they're showing them going out a lot more and this is and that. But the thing
But
is
they
too, they
also, like,
always had
showing-
somewhere consistently to work, but on Canada Shore, it's this is our activity today. Our
Yeah.
work is our activity. And no offense, I'm not having that much fun watching Lila pick out berries from the farm. You know what I
no,
mean?
it's just like not. And it doesn't give them a chance to have like a character like Danny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if we're really gonna try and recreate all these characters, and you need to recreate all the characters, you don't have the dynamic of the show.
well, they're trying to make Dane like Danny, and it's not it at all. You know what Dane
not.
reminds me of? He reminds me of a guy who peaked in high school and can't get over it.
He scares me.
It's just like, I don't know. He's
I just-
always
I
there.
think-
Like,
I don't
he does
know.
so much coke for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know who says it in the show, but somebody's like, King of Kelowna. I've never heard of this person in my life, and it made me die. I was like, yo, me neither. Who the hell is that? Like, that guy just played fucking Pee-wee hockey. And,
No,
you know, he's
on
not.
God.
He's nothing. That's all he is.
and like,
Sorry, Dan.
I do think that the hard ass attitude of the boss is something that's needed there, because how Jersey Shore started is how Canada Shore should have started. But unfortunately, so how Jersey Shore started is they were all kind of, I'm going to say nothing for the, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. They weren't popular
They were
or
just
anything.
people.
They were just people. They were there
Except
to
for
work
Paulie.
and have fun and like whatever. Canada Shore, it's like they came in here, it's like luxury right away. No, the whole point is that they have to go do this job that is in their head beneath them and stuff,
Yeah.
and hate it and hate their boss, because I know that they kiki with him, but the whole idea is he's a hard ass, he's mean,
yeah, that's the whole
fuck
dynamic,
him.
and it's like they have to work there. Like, that's why they're not paying rent. That's why they're getting the opportunity to live in the house, because
Yeah.
they work for him. Whereas you just don't have that.
no, in Canada Shore they make jokes about getting fired and stuff, but it's like they're not like, it's just different, and it goes back to they didn't care in Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
In Jersey Shore, they're like, oh, I don't want to go to work. And like, I know Chris is all like, he's the one that complains the most about not wanting to work. And they try to emphasize that a lot, because that was also like Snooki.
Mm-hmm.
Snooki did not want to work and stuff.
Like, even Mike too. Mike hates work.
Yeah.
Like, Mike never warms up to working.
Yeah, you're right about that. But they try and emphasize him being like, so much. And it's like, I get it. But it's like,
I think the thing, like, a big difference as well is, like, back then, like, that was the first time, whatever, the first season, let's just say, MTV probably pitched a show. They didn't know if it was going to be, if it was going to be watched. They didn't know whatever. So, like, these people, they weren't doing it because, like, they knew it was going to be watched because it's Jersey Shore. They were just like, I don't know how they got picked, but they got picked, and they went and they were did whatever. They were entertaining enough for the show to be successful, sorry. But in Canada Shore, obviously,
you know
people
what
are
you're
gonna
signing
watch.
up for kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not going to be that entertaining and like whatever and like original whatever, because you know that no matter how bad like you could be on the show, like, not saying it is, I'm just saying, like, if it was just completely god awful, it's still Canada Shore.
Yeah.
So people are gonna watch.
No, I get you completely, and like that kind of goes into my next question I have for you here, because obviously when Jersey Shore was starting up, there wasn't social media. What was there? MySpace? Like, that's it. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, because it was like, what, 2009? They probably had
2008
like
2009. Sorry.
was there Facebook yet?
So although Facebook came out in 2004, the internet says that like the rise of like MySpace and Facebook started around like 2006, 2008. So even back then, influencers did not exist. Nowadays, everyone wants to be an influencer and blah, blah, blah. So I'm sure that affected how they presented themselves, like the cast members, a lot on the show, because that's, your reputation. You don't just walk out of there being Canada Shore now. Now you have to live up to so many things, because obviously nothing will be as big as Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
They walked out of Jersey Shore. First, they walked in there being like, who cares? Again, they did not really have much to lose. Not that they were nothing, but you know what I mean. They were just there to have fun and do whatever. And there was no, like, trying to get your brand out there, trying to be this and that. Like, they created their brand by being authentically themselves.
It's just also, like, obviously you see in the later seasons, all the places on the boardwalk will be like the original whatever as seen on MTV Jersey Shore. Like, but it builds up to that. It only, like, I'm sure so many places on the boardwalk, especially, let's just say, obviously the Shore Store, only got popular because of the show. But that happened through the show, through nothing else. It was just the show.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you just don't have that anymore. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and, like, I think that goes back to what we were saying, like, obviously Canada Shore is not going to be as good because it's referencing something so iconic, and, like, it's not leading up to its own legacy, like how you were saying. Like,
and,
it
like,
has
it's
to be kind of
definitely,
its own
I will
thing.
give it to them, it is definitely a lot to live up to. Having the name Shore in your TV show is a lot to live up to, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, that's why I don't think I love the recreating of like all these shows, like especially if they were as successful as Jersey Shore is. Like it's been so many years since that first season, and
Yeah.
we're still having parties that are Jersey Shore themed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like it's not like Jersey Shore, like it's definitely had a resurgence for sure in the past couple months, but Jersey Shore has never not been a thing for me. Like I was saying to you, we were talking about how you saw the pictures of when they tore Karma down.
Yeah.
I had seen that when it actually happened. That was like 2018.
That's how significant it was. That
That's
you
how
didn't even know about
significant.
it, and, like,
I hadn't even like I said, I had seen Jersey Shore in passing, but it was never like I never sat down and religiously watched it at the time. I still like around when it happened in 2018. I remember seeing, or whenever it was, I remember seeing that they tore Karma down, and that's just how big Jersey Shore has
That was
always been.
a culturally sad moment, and
Yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
even if it had nothing to do with my interest at the time, in 2018, I was, how old was I? I was.
All right, don't look at me. I'm not doing that math.
Grade 9, grade 8. I don't know. I was young. Shouldn't have been watching Jersey Shore, and I
Yeah.
still saw the fact that they tore Karma down. I had no idea what the hell it was,
Yeah.
but regardless, I saw it, and that's just not something you're gonna get
Well,
here.
this actually reminded me of something really funny because I'm just name dropping my roommates, by the way. I don't even care. So my roommate Bree, her mom calls her the other day, and she's like, it was really late at night, so Bree was a little bit concerned. She's like, "Hey mom, like, are you okay?" So she like walks to her room for a second, and her mom was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. Like, we just haven't called for a bit." So like she was like, "Oh, okay." So like comes back to the living room, like sits down, calms down. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm just here with the cats and Serena. We're watching Jersey Shore." Mind you, her mother has never watched Jersey Shore in her life. She goes, "Oh, like Jersey Shore, like Mike the Situation," and starts naming all of them.
Like
And then-
the situation.
And then she goes, "GTL, like Gym Tan Laundry." And Bree's crying, and she's like, "Why is my mother telling me GTL on
Yeah,
the phone?"
see,
But
and
it's
that's-
just like so funny. And when Bree was on the phone, like, "Mom, how do you know that?" She was almost offended that Bree asked that. She was like,
What do you
"That's
mean?"
so like."
Well, that's
so
You know what's
popular,
the difference
like-
is crazy. I was telling my mom one time I was watching Jersey Shore, and she's like, "Why do I think I know what that is?" Whatever, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you know, like Snooki." And my mom had no idea what I was talking about, and I was like, "How did you not know Snooki? What is wrong with
Snooki,
you?"
Pauly D, all of them. Oh, I think it's.
It's T-shirt time.
I was just gonna say too, there is like going back to just if we're really trying to make it Jersey Shore, like Canada Shore, there is no T-shirt time. There's no GTL. There's nothing like that to make the show. Like I don't know.
That's what I was saying. The comedic relief, and sorry to interrupt you real quick, but I will forget about this point. I have seen so many TikToks, so many Instagram reels of Emmy and her spaghetti breakfast. They are
they
trying
played that
to
at a
make.
hockey game. I saw it. I don't know what.
Bro,
what,
they're
what it
trying
was.
to make the spaghetti breakfast like its own version of like GTL or like something like that,
Yeah.
and it's just like ain't hitting for me the same way. But again, I think that goes back to how different things are now. At the time, we didn't have social media being like, "Oh my god, GTL, you guys see that?" Like,
Yeah.
especially when it's Paramount Plus itself posting, being like,
Yeah.
spaghetti breakfast. It's like,
It's
bro,
also just not
like-
funny. Like
yeah,
it's not
like,
funny, bro.
You know what
Like,
I mean? But it's like, it's so much less funny because of how much they emphasize it themselves. Like MTV wasn't posting GTL when it was happening, you know.
Yeah.
It was just GTL, you know. And then you get it on a T-shirt, and then that's funny, you know.
And
whatever.
I think the thing
like,
is too is like MTV was also more known for like I don't want to say like more
raunchy stuff. I
yeah
feel
raun
like.
yeah that's the word I was looking for. Like MTV is known for more raunchy stuff, whereas like if you give your licensing to Paramount Plus, like it's just not going to be the same. Like it's also just the fact that MTV itself before take anything about the contents of Jersey Shore, MTV was just raunchy TV.
Yeah.
Like at the time that's what it was.
Well, back in like the 90s and stuff, like it was like people who were really religious, like hated MTV and
Yeah,
stuff like
like,
that.
that's
Like they
why.
cursed that. Like that's where like Motley Crue got famous, like on MTV, and like people were like, "That's the devil" and
Yeah.
stuff. So like, yeah, no, for sure, like it is definitely different. Oh my god, we spent 54 minutes talking about.
Yeah, Jesus.
Wait, I want to use another one of the. Which one haven't we done?
I don't know. Wait.
Party's in Pauly D's pants tonight.
Oh my god, I would go to that party so fast.
I'd be at that party.
I love Pauly D.
Before we wrap up, I have one last thing for us to talk about, And these are just my favorite moments, and I'm sure you're gonna remind me of so
God,
many more favorite
this is gonna be another
moments.
20 minutes.
I know, but let's try not to be us about it, and
Yeah.
let's just go through them. You stuck my whole life on the
On the
boardwalk.
boardwalk. And I don't like that. That's
Is it my turn to talk? Is it
I'm-
my turn to talk?
I'm talking now. I should have done that when you just interrupted me there.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking now. That's like probably my oh my god, I don't know if I could choose, but that's got to be one of my top 3 moments.
Yeah, I'll tell. Like, I think you know my favorite, but whatever. We'll keep going. I just seen your
definitely know
kuka.
your favorite. No, he goes. That's my favorite. That's like I say that one the most because he goes, "Wake up, Snooky, yeah! I just seen your kuka," and then he keeps walking, or he says like, "I almost just seen your kuka" or something.
And he
I
was
love
so
that part.
scared when he says it to me.
I
Like,
know.
ha! I just seen your kuka.
I
I'm
know.
like, I
God,
can't.
I love it.
Who wrote the note? Used to. Used
Used
to
to.
wrote the note.
God, I kind of miss that beef.
Okay, and that's what we didn't actually get into this too much. Surprising, we like kind of touched up on it today, but Sam and Ron, as much as it's like, oh my god, like Ron, stop, like oh my god, so
Ron,
annoying.
stop.
But at the same time, it's Sam and Ron. And it's so fun to
Oh, you
watch.
need it. You need it.
You
for
need
sure.
it, and Family Vacation, she doesn't come back, and it's like you can tell that Ron's still in love with her, and like they're all kind of finding it a little weird because it's been 10 years now,
Yeah.
and like he has a baby mama, like his girlfriend's pregnant on Family
Yeah.
Vacation.
Well, didn't Sam just get married?
Yeah, she just got married right before that, and like in the show too, Dina mentions because like they talk a lot of shit about Sam in between it, and Dina always gets like really defensive, and they like kind of question her about it one time, and she's like, "Bro, you guys don't know what happened," and she starts saying how like Sam told her that like when they broke up, Ron's calling her on like blocked numbers and stuff, and being like he was very scary about it. I
Oh
think.
my god.
Yeah, and he
That's
just
so Ron.
I was gonna say it's just such a hyper masculine man who falls in love with a girl and like they're so toxic and finally she's like I can leave this, and when she's finally like I can leave this, that's always when the man's like no, I
Yeah.
would die if you left this.
Yeah.
So whatever, he tweaks out and shit, and like I just think it was like so much to the point that she didn't even want to go back. And I know you're thinking, oh, it's been so long, but honestly at that point I don't blame her. Like I think it genuinely would have been like a little scary for her to go back at that point.
Yeah.
Not that he would do
probably.
anything, but it's just like everything that's happened after like seeing him again, whatever. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but she's not in it, and like Ron's just kind of moping around talking about her the whole time, and everyone is like, Ron, she's not here. Give it
Yeah.
a break. And it's like in the 4th episode of the first season, he's still being like, haha, when Sam did this, and for a couple episodes it was like, whatever, you guys are getting back to it. I understand referencing things that happened in the past, but he just wouldn't stop. And they have this Sam doll there that Paulie brings in. It's just a doll of, it doesn't
That's
even
so
look like her,
Paulie-core.
and it says stuff like it will just go, Ron, stop, randomly.
stop.
And he's on the phone with his baby mama. Most awkward conversation in the world, Ron. And he's like, how's your day? And she's like, good. He's like, that's good. Like, so awkward. And then it's like a confessional of, I think, Paulie being like, this is the most awkward conversation I've ever seen in my entire life.
I love Paulie's confessionals, bro.
And then Ron hangs up the phone. He looks at the doll. He goes, see that, Sam? That's what a healthy relationship looks. Anyways,
weird.
but it's just like we're missing so much, and the only thing we're getting from Ron right now is the fact that he misses Sam. So it's still Sam that's giving
Yeah.
him the like
See,
entertainment.
and I was
right
gonna
now.
say too, like obviously it could be argued, like, do you think he's doing that for the purpose of the show and like not actually feeling like that? And I will say I might be biased for sure, just because, like I said, it is the only reality show I genuinely thoroughly enjoy. It doesn't seem like it's the only reality show I've ever
Does it seem
watched
scripted?
that doesn't seem like that like it's scripted. And you know my stance on that. I think every reality show is scripted. Love Island, all that shit. They're all being told what to do, and that's the only show that doesn't feel like it. And I think because also not that many reality shows were out. Like,
Yeah.
like TV wasn't such a huge thing it is
They
now.
didn't know,
you know what
how
I mean?
to form a reality show, which was almost better. You
Yeah,
know,
like that's why it's just like like I don't know, like I will sit there and watch it, but like you couldn't pay me to watch Love Island. I can't do it. I hate it.
I get what you mean, and honestly, I'd agree with that too. It does seem a lot more authentic, because even like for like that entire, I'm gonna rewind real quick. I feel like it is authentic because of how much time they genuinely spent building that relationship that they all have with another. It's like the things that they talk about are real. The drama they don't have to force. It's just gonna happen. Like,
and I don't know, like going back to what you said, I just feel like there was just nothing to be compared to at the time. Like obviously TV had been around for a super long time. There's a bunch of TV shows. It was 2009. It wasn't like the 70s, but
yeah.
there was still like I just feel like there was nothing really that they could have compared it to make it specifically like a certain show.
I feel like most reality TV back then was like only competitions and like stuff like that. But and I feel like I'm so lying. I just haven't seen it.
Well, just
but,
like in our experience, I guess we could say whatever. But I just still feel like I don't know. I feel like I always say this with music too. There's only so like people will always talk about songs that sound like other songs, but there's only so many songs you can write that all sound different, and that's the same thing with shows. That was the first show of its kind.
Yeah.
You just can't, like, now, the reason these shows aren't as successful is because they're trying to be that.
Yeah.
And the reason that was so successful, was because it was the first show of its kind. And it just so happened to pick up like that, whatever.
Again, it's just icon level, and you can't, it's so hard to get to icon level. It's like, who doesn't know who Snooki is, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Anyways, continuing my list. We've said it 18 times, but next on my list is Ron, stop! Ron, stop!
Do you please tell me you have my favorite Sammy line there?
No, but we can say it after. This is, I think you know that this is my favorite one. Fist bump till my fucking arm falls off. Fist bump like this, Louis. Ah, you hit me in the eye, Louis. How many times do I have to tell you?
Louis?
Don't fist bump next to my eye.
I love that.
That's my favorite one, guys. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I'm
That
so
is my
sorry for
favorite
everyone
one.
that can hear
we
us
just
right now.
screamed that.
I'm sorry, Nate.
Fist bump.
Till my
We like we'll call each other before going to the bar, and like we'll just be sitting doing nothing, and we'll be like fist bump.
I woke up on St. Patty's to a text from Kiana going, fist bump!
Fucking arm falls off.
All right, next one. Mike telling Gianni him and Snooki hooked up, and Gianni absolutely not believing it nor caring.
That was so funny. Oh my god, what do you believe?
Obviously, Snooki had sex
Oh,
with
for
Mike.
sure, bro. Bacon, egg, and cheesy girl blew me.
Bacon, egg, and cheesy girl blew me.
Yeah, that for
Did
sure
you finally see
happened.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was Ron saying it.
I don't care who said it. It was so
No, but I just figured it would be Mike like saying some shit, but I never realized it was Ron in a confessional.
Yeah, because
Bacon, egg, and cheesy girl blew me.
Gianni is over here making breakfast.
Yeah.
He's over here just being a simple man. Okay. And then Mike comes up. He's been planning this for 3 seasons, by the way, to tell him
dude,
this.
Oh, also, bro, I cannot stand the unit, bro. Shut up.
Ooh,
I
get outta
hate
here.
it. I hate
The
it so
unit.
much.
Anyways, just nicely making his breakfast sandwich. and the fact that Mike has been planning to do this for 3 seasons is what really gets me.
Yeah.
Because finally, 3 seasons waiting, he sees Gianni alone. He goes, this is my moment. He walks up to him. Just wanted to come to you man and tell you. Me and your girl hooked up. Blah, blah, blah. Tells him the sitch. He goes, yeah, man, I appreciate you telling me. He takes his breakfast sandwich, goes back to bed with Snooki, and goes, yo, Mike just told me some shit, but I don't believe it.
No, but I was going to say, too, though, the switch up, like, the whole Johnny switch up is so weird to
With
me.
Vinny?
No,
Oh.
just in general. In Italy, he was nuts, bro. What the hell was that? And now they're still together? What do you mean?
I think he is a very not secure person overall. I
Okay,
think
but
he's
that
just like,
switch up, like, he didn't care about nothing in the other 2 seasons right after Italy. But Italy, he was like, do you remember that? Bro, Italy
I
was
think
insane.
Italy is when they got serious because they started as just a hookup for a bit and
Yeah.
like just doing that kind of thing. And then Italy was the first time they were serious because she started that season being like, I finally have a boyfriend
Yeah.
now, like blah, blah, blah. And he obviously was just very like, don't do anything, oh my god. And I don't blame him. It's Snooki on Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
whatever.
But that's why that's what I love about the whole everybody in the show. Everybody says like anytime anything happens with Gianni or whatever, they're like, you're dating Snooki.
Exactly.
Like, Vinny always says it, Paulie always says it, like, you
Yeah.
knew what you signed up for. You're dating Snooki.
No, that's the
bro.
thing, because it's not like, one, she's a very loyal girlfriend. I don't know if that whole situation with I think it probably did happen.
I
But
think it happened,
that was
too.
also before they actually started dating, that they said. That was like,
Yeah.
when they were like, she definitely shouldn't have done that, but like, it wasn't the end of the world, whatever. But, I think
But I also just hated how much of a big deal. Like, yeah, whatever, the whole Gianni situation. But other than that, she also hooked up with Vinny. She also tried. Didn't she? Did she try hooking up with Paulie, or did she?
No, she didn't try.
Oh, who am I thinking about?
Dina tried to hook up with Paulie.
Yes, never mind. Yeah.
Dina's
but
always
still,
been in love with
whatever.
Pauly.
Like me too. But whatever. Like she hooked up with Vinny, and like it just wasn't a big deal at all. And that was actively while they were dating, right after a huge fight, and that like nobody cared about that.
See, the thing is, because that was so much more public, there was no lying about it. Everyone
Yeah.
knew. She didn't have the opportunity to lie. And also, I think it did become a lot more serious later, because you know how I was texting you earlier, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry to spoil something, but I have to tell you how sad I am that, like, she's not allowed to be friends with Vinny in Family Vacation.
Yeah.
Like, Vinny, like, has a little confessional where he's... Bro, just wait. It's so sad to watch. He has a little confessional where he's like, yo, it low-key hurts watching everyone, like, be how we usually are, and, like, I can't do that, or she thinks I'm creepy. And then he, like, does something which... it definitely was bad timing. Editing did this on for sure. But right after that confessional of him being like, oh, she thinks I'm creepy, but I just want to be friends, blah, blah, blah. He, like, starts doing, like, a little, like, grind in her face, like, ha, ha, ha. But, like, it really wasn't, like, he was just trying to be silly like everyone was. And she got up and was like, you're trying to ruin my marriage, blah, blah, blah. And then he admits that, like, he wasn't invited to her and Gianni's wedding, and that, like, Gianni very much so after the show switched up. Like, once they got married, he got a lot more serious. And that's what I was just going to say, because you were like, I'm surprised that switch up from the, like, previous 2 seasons. The switch up was every time they get more serious, he gets more, like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
Like, they got an actual relationship, and then he goes crazy in Italy for her showing her kuka at the club, which, yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would also get pretty mad. But for him, it's like, he was like, I'm done, I hate you, because of how much he cared, I think, obviously.
But also though, what I was gonna say is like even the part where like, 'cause you know how Snooki is, she's like, I want to touch your butt,
Yeah.
and he's always like, ew, you're embarrassing me,
Yeah.
stop. That just stopped all of a sudden, which I always found very weird, like just in watching, like which is like, that's odd, like
I think there is definitely some realization of, yeah, that's Snooki, you know?
Yeah.
Because even now, like, I was, again, watching an interview of her the other day, and she said something in it, just making a little, like, sex joke about her and Gianni, and I'm like, I know, I could picture him being in the room and him being like, ugh, but he's not going to be like, don't say that shit. He knows that that's who she is, and that's her brand, too. Like, we also have to remember, when we watched, that was only a few years of stuff. Now she is a grown
Yeah,
woman,
like
a
she's-
mother,
yeah.
married. So I'm sure they have a different dynamic, and I'm sure he's grown as well and realized, like, hey, because one thing about Snooki, she might be a wild girl, but she's a loyal girl. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure over time he has realized she is loyal. Like, so.
yeah, for sure.
All right, and then we still haven't finished the list.
Oh my god.
Mike being concerned about the table's safety when Angelina and Snooki are fighting. When they're absolutely throwing hands, ripping each other's hair out and stuff, basically. And, or was it Sammy?
What are you talking about right now?
Okay, there's this scene.
What does he say?
Okay, so basically they're beefing, and you just see Mike kind of at the side of the camera. He grabs the little coffee table, he pulls it closer to him, and then he professionally goes, yo, like, I seen them going at it, and things were getting pretty serious, so I had to move the coffee table because, like, I was worried about the table, and, like, just
Yo,
the way...
you imitate Mike so well, I have to say. In this whole past hour and 8 minutes, all your imitations of Mike have been so good.
Girl, I am the situation, okay?
GTL, baby. Gym Tan Laundry.
Tin Laundry, GTL,
I
baby.
need a GTO, bro.
Snooki telling the police that she's a good person while getting arrested.
That ass though.
She said, I'm a good person.
No, I love when Dina, where I am, Dina just got arrested. She goes, no, I don't want to go in there.
No, I don't want to go in
Okay.
there.
No,
And then
but I
Rod-
told you today. Oh my god, that episode was so.
I actually just
so
did knee slap
funny.
unironically.
Bro, that episode was so funny because Sam's freaking out and Ron's like, well, do you want to go keep drinking? And that was the most us thing I've ever seen in the show. Like, I feel like something crazy will happen at a bar and we'll be like, that's crazy. Do you want to get a beer? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, well, what am I going to do? You want me to go get arrested so I can hang out with her all day?
Yeah, he's like, why not just keep going? What do you mean?
God, I love it.
And last but not least, and this is only last but not least because I couldn't think of any more right in this moment, but I'm sure there's a billion more.
I think I could go on all day, yeah.
The guy's having a fun time playing in the hot tub while the girls apologize to each other inside. So I know you probably don't remember this exact clip because it's so, like, it's not a pivotal moment. It's just
Yeah.
such, like, a laughable moment. So It's after Snooki, Sam, and JWoww fight. The guys are in the hot tub. It's, I think, like all of them. So all four of them. Yeah, all four of them. There's Vinny, Mike, Polly, Ron. Yes.
Yeah.
All four of them in the hot tub. And first it's JWoww looks outside. She goes, that's pretty homosexual. 4 guys in a hot tub. And then it's Snooki and Sammy on the couch. And they're like, yeah, like, I'm really sorry. Like, things are just, like, really fucked up. And in between this conversation...
Oh, my God. I know what you're
it's
talking about.
cutting
I know
to
what
the
you're talking
guys
about.
in the
Because
hot
she's
tub
still
with
not
the ball.
apologizing to Jenny, right?
I think so, yeah. They're
Yeah.
just still, like, whatever. They're not, like, yelling anymore, but they're very, like, it's just, like, everything's wrong. And then it just keeps cutting to the guys with, like, a inflatable ball. What are those called again? The, like, blow-up balls? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, like
in
the
pool?
multicolored ones.
Yeah, like
the beach balls.
The beach balls. It's just them throwing a beach ball. So they're in a hot tub. They're so close to each other, and it's just like, oh my god!
God, I love this
can't.
show so dearly.
Which one didn't we use yet?
Oh, yeah, wake up.
Oh, how did we
How
not
did we
use
not
that? That's
use
our
that?
favorite one.
Wake up, Angelina.
Wake up, Angelina! Wake up, Angelina!
I think we used them all.
God,
Wow.
that's my like best vocal sim that I have. I'll say that to anyone.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
wake up,
yeah,
yeah.
wake up, yeah.
Mine is fist bump.
Yeah, that's like I feel like ours, but our separate ones. Mine's oh yeah, wake up, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
yours is fist bump.
bump. For sure.
And that's why we're so compatible.
Bacon, egg, and cheese. Your
Your girl
girlfriend
blew
blew
me.
me. Anyways, wow, we
could
talked
talk about this all
about
day.
Jersey. I want you to know this is the first time that in my preparation for the episode, I didn't have like 3 extra topics to talk about just in case we didn't like. No, I
No.
knew we'd be okay talking
Yeah, we
about
don't
this
need
for an
that.
hour.
Yeah.
We did an hour and 11 minutes of Jersey Shore. Wow.
And I guarantee you could keep going for another 2.
We could, but we can only
if we
take up
didn't
the
have
space
go,
for so long.
if we didn't have more Jersey Shore to go watch.
Exactly. I have to go catch up on family vacation. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for listening. We will see you soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Oh my God!
What if
wait,
this is our
we need
last
to talk about this
one?
quickly. Wait, do we have another one?
I'm sure we will.
Because I'm sure we will. We'll figure it out. This isn't going to be our
I have
last
to finish
episode.
Canada Shore before it's over.
Exactly. All right, guys. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
It's T-shirt time!